Hello everyone, welcome to the shop and welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to show you how I make my wooden circular frames for circular stained glass pieces. I couldn't find kind of what I wanted on YouTube about frame building for circular frames, so I kind of just decided to make my own method. So I'm hoping that this is something that can help you, and even if it doesn't, maybe you can kind of pull from some of the features or criteria that are in my frame. So that's it, and we're gonna get started right now. Here's the finished frame for my project that you'll see by the end of this video, and I've made two of pretty much the exact same frames. So for starters, this is oak, and I wanted a thicker piece of wood, so I ended up joining two 3/4 inch pieces together to make a 1.5 inch thick frame. And the width itself is about 2.25 inches thick. If I flip this over, you could see this groove. It's slightly less than 3/8 thick. So my piece does have a zinc border that is about 1/4 inch thick. So the groove is about 3/8 to accommodate for that frame and some movement. You can see that there's two solid parts to this frame, and that is intentional so that it can be taken apart if something needs to be repaired with a glass. So there's 8 wood parts and 6 joints holding them together. Then there's 2 halves, which will be put together by screws. So you can see that there's 2 countersink holes to use screws to screw it together. And here's a breakdown of the material and tools that I use for this project. Starting with the oak wood pieces, which I got from Home Depot. I went with 4 pieces that were 1 by 4 by 6, and then I bought these 2 pieces which are identical in measurements to the oak, and this was so that I could use these to try out my measurements and not destroy the good wood, which I do recommend. Then we have a piece of chipwood. We have our standard wood glue and a decent amount of clamps. Then I used a miter saw and table saw, but you could use one or the other. I have a router with the plunge base and 3 different router bits. And then we have the sander with the 60, 120, 240 grit paper. And off Amazon, I did pick up this small circle, large circle guide kit, which was pretty key for this. Also from Amazon, we have this dowel drilling jig. And lastly, this was the stain I used. Now we're gonna join the wood. We are gonna apply our wood glue, and we apply that generously. Then we're gonna give it a nice brush down to end off with something like this. Then we flip our pieces together and align them, and then clamp the hell out of them. Usually I try to put a clamp every 6 to 8 inches, and I usually try to leave it for 2 to 3 hours before undoing the clamps. And now I'm gonna make a wooden circle template for my router, and I'm gonna use that chipwood I had aside along with the circle jig. So we need 2 measurements, the inner circle and the outer circle for our template, and I'm measuring the inner circle by going just 1/8 of an inch past the zinc frame, and directly diagonal from that measurement I am going to go another 1/8 of an inch past the other side. So the measurement is just over 19 3/8. And to get our outer diameter, you just add whatever you want the width of the frame to be times 2. So we had 19 3/8 plus 4.5, which is 2 times 2 1/4, which gives us 23 7/8 outside diameter. Now we're going to use our jig to cut the outside circle first. We use this little knob dial to set it to our measurement. In the center of our chipwood, we install the pivot point. We put our dial on the pivot point. Then we plunge our router, and after 3 or 4 passes, we have our outside circle cut. Then we change the dial to our inner measurement and then cut that circle just like we did with the first one. And there you have it. We have our router template out of chipwood. For this next part, this is where I use that scrap wood, and I made an octagon for which my template fits over. I wish I had a more mathematical explanation, but what I did was cut 8 12-inch pieces of wood, and then on each end I cut a 22-degree angle. Then I'd set those up and place the template over and make adjustments until it fit into the octagon. I ended off with 8 11-inch pieces cut at 22 degrees on each side. Then I did that with the oak wood. And now we're going to join our 8 pieces together in 2 separate halves. That's where we bust out the dowel drilling jig. And we're going to drill out 1 3/8 hole per joint. Here's the hole, and then the dowel going in. Then we apply some glue on the dowel and the face of the joint. And when that's all jointed together, I made this weird construction thing out of 2x4s and clamped it all together and then left that for about 2 hours. We are going to get into the routing portion of the project now. We put our two halves together, put the template on, and clamp this all together. For the first couple of passes, I used a 1/2 inch top bearing flush trim bit. Then once it was deep enough, I switched it to the 1 inch version of that. And I just worked the inner circle layer by layer, left to right, one half to the other half, and then did the exact same thing for the outer circle. Obviously, this video doesn't do it justice how tedious this was. This is about the only time you'll see an electrician clean up after himself. And then we lift the template off, and there you have it. The rough frame looking very nice, if I do say so myself. Now we make our groove for the zinc border. We are going to use a depth slotted 1/4 inch bit, and I use some washers as bumpers to keep the depth. You can get a bearing, but all the stores were closed and I wanted to get this done. And that is going to give me about a 1/2 inch, and that is about how thick the zinc border is. Then we're going to polish up our joints a bit with this sawdust from the oak. I squeezed in a little glue and mixed that all up with a popsicle stick. And then I'm just going to rub it into the joints and fill up those cracks. And I will let that sit for about an hour or so. And then I hit the oak with the 60 grit paper, and then obviously move to the 120 and then 240, and it gives it a nice smooth finish. I didn't film too much of the sanding because I figured I wouldn't use that footage anyway. Before we jump to the stain, I actually brand it, and I'm doing 2 brands because my dad helped me with the stained glass project. So I already did mine and I kind of crisped mine a little bit. I did make up for it with his. So I usually spray it down first with some water and then press it, and here you go. You can check out the results. Here's our countersink drill bit. And I'm drilling this on an angle because it's a bit of a strange surface with the circle and all. And obviously there's 2 of these on each side. So when you're selecting your screw size, just keep in mind you don't want it to nail the zinc frame. So just keep that in mind. And by that I mean if the screw is actually just too long. We are finally ready for stain, and this is my favorite color. This is English chestnut, and I've gotten about 5 or 6 frames out of this can, and it particularly makes the grain pop with that oak. Everyone has their own preference in terms of color and darkness and whatnot, but I did do 2 coats of this, and then once that was all done, I did seal it all up. For the 2 hanging hardware hooks, I'm not gonna lie to you, I just kind of eyeballed the location. I tried to make it as symmetrical as possible. That looks about done. And now I'm gonna slide in my stained glass piece and then lock it in so you could get a good look at it. This is just standard jack chain from Home Depot. What this video doesn't show is the anxiety that went into making this, the unmotivating times where I was kind of stuck or unsure about how I was going to make my thoughts and planning come to life, and there was many stressful moments that went into this. So I know it seems like a lot. I am not a carpenter, but I do have some woodworking experience and access to this sweet shop, but I did manage to kind of go through it. It's a little bittersweet, but it's that time again where I package this up, say my goodbyes, and never see this again. Thanks for watching.